Hey viewers, welcome to VL Astrology once again. I'm Vanita Lankam, a Vedic astrologer, and today we are going to be talking about week 2 of the year 2026. And here we have, the moon's ingress we are going to be discussing, and it is going to be a very important week for a couple of reasons. And whenever I talk about the weeklies, it is based on the moon's interaction with all the grahas one by one. So this week moon is going to be on the 5th of January in the Cancer sign, moves into the Leo sign on the 6th to the 8th, and all the information is there in the description box also. Please do refer to the description box. There's always information there. And on the 9th, 10th, it's going to be in the Virgo sign, your 6th house of the natural zodiac, right opposite Saturn. And it's going to be on the 11th in Libra sign, in trine to Jupiter and Rahu. So this is the key theme of this week, and we start with the readings, and this is based on moon's interaction as well as in the India time zone. This week Mars and Sun are going to be at the almost at the exact degrees, and Venus and Sun also will be conjunct together, and it's going to be heavy combustion of Venus. Exact degrees when we are talking about is also combustion when any graha is or planet is closer to the sun's vicinity, especially when they are at the, can you see, they are almost at the same degrees, so it is completely burnt out. So you have to be careful about your finances, you have to be careful about your relationships this week, especially if you have Venus dasha or Sun dasha. Then we have Mars and Venus at war on the 7th of January. That means Venus and Mars will be at almost 21 degrees to each other. So when there is a planet in the war, we have to see in the personal chart Shad Bala strength, which planet is stronger. So that plays out the most. And when they are forming an interaction with each other, you have to see Mars and Venus are not friends, so it might just create some problems in the marriage, disturbance in relationship, or with siblings also. You can have some troubles with your sister especially. Then we have Mercury Ketu exact trine on the 8th of January. Mercury is almost at the same degrees this week as Ketu, so you have to be careful about your interaction with others. And Jupiter Venus will be exactly opposite each other on the 9th of January, you see, and Venus and Jupiter are also not too friendly to each other, so this might just create some problems again when it comes to, but it is a good I would not say it's negative, but it's definitely more of a spiritual realms getting activated also. So you can be more spiritually active. Maybe you'll be visiting some shrine or something this week, religious place. Mars and Sun will be at exact degrees 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th of this month, rather 12th till 12th. So Mars Sun when are together, see, always remember when they are when Mars is at deep combustion, that means Sun is taking the lead. So you have to be careful about your internal conflict. Maybe you can be, there's a volcanic eruption which is building up. So you need to be a little careful. Okay, now why am I not visible? Because I'm traveling, so I thought I'll just do the video. I should have done it yesterday, but I was really tired, so I did it today. I hope you all are joining in, and if you have any questions for each sign, you can let me know. I will definitely try to respond. Now coming to the sign-wise predictions, and we are going to be talking about Aries first. As you know, this is based on the ascendant dasha as well as moon sign also. So when we talk about the Aries sign, so this is a moon interaction with first of all, it's going to be in trine to Saturn in the Cancer sign on the 5th of January, and is aspected by Mars also here. So you have to be careful about your conflict at the home front on the 5th of January. There can be some kind of power struggles at the place of work also. But yes, this is a good transit for doing some kind of home remedies or home jobs, in case you are having any renovation work going on, so you can do it there as well. But it is definitely a very positive time for decorating your home or any kind of project involving home, moving furniture, cleaning, etc. And family ties may be active also. Maybe you will connect with some of your near and dear ones, maybe emotions, moods, home, soul, past, ancestors, parents, childhood, self-image, housing, subconscious, and midnight. So this is going to get active. So maybe you will throw a party at home also, calling upon your friends over. And this is also considered to be a good time for cleaning the house, maybe your closet, or you might just be sweeping over your carpet, or you're cleaning your bathroom also. It is like that. Or maybe some leakages there, you're going to be fixing it on the 5th of January. Then this moon moves into, and you're optimistic also, of course. So then moon moves into your fifth house on the 6th to the 8th. And fifth house key themes are about your kids, about your romance. Just be careful about your relationship, because this is the time when you can lose your temper also. There will be typically an emotional need for some type of self expression. Okay, and also, some attention or focus is on hobby, creative pursuit, etc. also. And this is also a good time for breaking routines. And this is the 12th house from your 6th, so maybe you're going to be leaving the routines. You're not too much into work, etc., but it is good for your health. Maybe you're focusing more on your health. You're taking care of yourself also during this time. And this is not a good time for typical behavior that you're carrying in relationship. You need to really work on your relationship question this week. And also, there can be some ego clashes you have to be cautious about, and listen more rather than speaking more on the 6th to the 8th, because it's in trine to Mercury, Venus, Sun, and Mars also over here. Then moon moves into your 6th house on the 9th and the 10th, opposite Saturn. So 6th house energies are your daily routine. You're going to be very productive during this time. You're very meticulous, very disciplined. You're going to be focusing more on your security needs also. What enhances your security. And this is also going to be maybe good for your physical activities. You might just deal with some resources. Let's communicate. And also this is about communication with your co-workers. Maybe you're going to be working on your diet and your on your jobs. You're going to be nurturing kinds. You're going to be more emotional, and it's like healing process which is going to take place. Maybe you're going to be connecting with your teachers, mentors, and maybe you're going to be going in for some presentation during this time. Don't get don't engage yourself in meaningless duties during this time. Health, nutrition are common things that you focus on, and you're reviewing on your medicines. You might just visit a physician on this day. If you are a healer yourself, even if you feel like contributing to the health and well-being of others at this time, it is a good idea. You may find yourself connecting with your pet, or typically during this time you might just take your pet to the veterinary doctor also. Small neighborhood doing something, like maybe the neighbors might just appreciate you also during this time. So this is a good transit for you, and maybe you'll be revisiting your past activities that you have not been able to complete. You will be visiting those areas of life also. Lastly, it is going to be in Libra sign in your 7th house zone, and that's on the 11th of January. So you feel and you know how you can respond emotionally with others, realizing what other people are, what they are not essential to your happiness, and how you can improve other people's life. You will be clearing the air in relationships. So this is something which is good for revisiting your past, your marriage, good times, bad times, whatever you have been feeling emotional on that level. So you will be connecting and reconciling also, maybe. So this is also the house of open enemies. So you have to or maybe the contracts that you're going to be signing. So you're going to be more involved in the issues regarding your 7th house matters, and you will be clearing the air there as well. And this is also the time for travels. Maybe you're going to be signing some documents, agreements, reread them well. Also, we have Mars and, all the connections of planets in your 9th house is happening. They're going to be combust, they're going to be at war. So you need to be any which was taking care of your finances and relationship. That's the key theme. And your own health also. In case you have been having any kind of health issues, you should be working on that. Focus on breaks, and also short study lessons would be good as per the student. Hanuman Chalisa you should recite, and 8th January is a very favorable time period if you have to make any decisions regarding your finances, regarding your relationship. Ego clashes you should avoid on this day. Listen more, as I said. Okay, so this is that kind of a week where you have some connection with your siblings, your neighbors, your friends, your father-like figures, guru, mentors you're going to be connecting with, and you will be resolving some past issues also. So it's a good week actually, if you ask me, overall. Rahu's there in your 11th house, any which ways you're clearing your air with your friends also. I don't want to continue with these kind of people, that kind of a feeling also is coming into your head. Then we come to the Taurus sign. I hope I'm audible. I didn't check with you. These are live sessions, as you know. So do let me know if you can hear me or not. So for Taurus natives, this moon is going to be in your 3rd, 4th and 5th houses, and lastly the 6th house. So when we talk about your career, there's creative frustration. Don't force outcomes during this time period. Okay. And 3rd house is the house of communication, is the house of siblings, is the house of imagination also. You can be a poetic you. Your house help maybe, returning back to you in case she's left, or, in India, there is a big time issue with the house help. So maybe that person you're waiting for, driver, your house help, something like that will come up. And learning something, teaching something, speaking, finding out the voice somehow is what is the key theme. What makes you happy at this time, you will be doing that. And also, you'll be collecting some data, research work, it can give you some mindset towards comforting yourself, by writing some poetry or something, So this is a good time. And in case you have any kind of emails that you have to shoot up, so 5th January you will be doing that as well, some backlog, in case you have been going through some extra work, that you have been assigned. So you will be able to complete that as well. And maybe you will be in your library and you'll be reading some books on this day. So this is a good week to start with. And maybe you'll be writing a blog on this day also, quite likely. On the 6th to the 8th, moon is going to be with Ketu in your 4th house. 4th house is the house of your home environment, where my home is, where do I belong, all those kinds of feelings are there. And also this is a good time to consider a portable desk work, maybe you're working from home, or maybe you're clearing the area around you, decluttering your wardrobe, or you're just keeping your neatness maintained at home. Maybe this is a rest day for you. You have or maybe some digestive issues, so you're at home, and this is also a good time for maybe getting your home environment better. So it could be that you're buying some furniture or something, you're making your home little cushy and comfortable, you're cleaning your house, reorganizing your closet, or maybe you're sweeping your carpet and cleaning your bathroom, etc. also. And this is also, where you can be little teary-eyed. Maybe, some overwhelming thoughts and feelings might overrule you. So what am I doing in my life? Where do I live? What do I fit in? All these questions might just run in when moon is going to be in your 4th house. You might just feel a little low on the 6th, 7th, 8th. So just make sure that you're not falling prey to that kind of feeling. Be optimistic, and you'll be able to come through this also. Every emotion that you have been holding together may just be, like I bawled with like a baby, for goodness sake, you might just be feeling all those things as well. Just take care of your stomach region, and you're good to go. And don't pick up any kind of argument with your neighbors, with your mother, or with the people in and around you. Just be careful about that. Then moon moves into your 5th house, your Virgo sign, on the 9th and the 10th. So you will be very meticulous about your children. You might just be connecting with them. There will be typically an emotion that need some type of self-expression, maybe writing, blogging, etc. And this is also the time when you will be connecting with your children. I've been touch with my with my inner self, the childlike you, or maybe you can be like that kind of a feeling that I'm going for shopping, or maybe you're just unwinding, maybe you're going for some squash, playing some game, and you're focused more on your health also during this time. So don't overspend on this day on the things that you don't need. So just be careful about your expenditure part. But yeah, this is also a good time to follow the inner you, the inner child that you carry, So break routines. This will make you happy. And the less you do out of your routine, the more you achieve. That kind of a time period. Also, just take care of your relationship with your siblings, your friends, your romantic partner, because this might just be the time when you might just be little uneasy with your partner, because Saturn is right opposite this. So you don't need any kind of superficiality attached to the relationship, especially. Okay. And then moon is going to be in your sixth house, this house of productivity, service. Maybe you're going to be very meticulous about your own routine, and this is also, a typical energy of emotional needs and moods. And maybe you're going to be more involved in the work, office work, and you're going to be connecting with the outside world, helping them. Okay. See, sixth house area is it relates to service and finding one's natural skill. So it is like mentors are very much related to eventually, your mentors, is another area that those people who will take you under their wings, and then eventually you take others under yours. So this could be how it would be typically to be sensitive, to respect the time. So just maybe, sixth house relates to mentor and teacher. So just respect your time, teach others, and maybe, you should utilize this time period for some common experiences, that is not something unusual, some common routine life. That is the sixth house zone. So it's good for, clearing your past backlog jobs or anything that you have been not able to do. So you'll be able to complete that also. If you are the healer, so it is good even if you are contributing to clearing, helping others well-being, and also taking care of your pets, your dog, cats, small animals. You can connect with them, or you are going to be taking them to the veterinary doctor. So there's a connection of sixth house to small community, like neighbors, with neighbors, and small neighborhood, something like where you may appreciate something that can be good for your emotional well-being also. So appreciate your environment and your surroundings, and help your children also. They might just require your support, and your co-workers also. So that is where this moon is lastly going to be. And this week is like going to be giving you some kind of creative frustration, so don't force outcomes at the workplace. Jupiter Venus opposition will hit spending habits, because it's in the second house and the eighth house. So just be careful, watchful about your expenditure part. Throat sugar imbalance can happen, so just take care. Throat related issues can happen. Family matters are sensitive, emotional reassurance needed. And 5th to the 6th January, good dates for taking care of your emotional well-being also. White sweet donations, if you can make, it is all the more better for you. Okay. And we do have Pradosh Vratam on the 10th of January, so you can worship Lord Shiva also on this day. And Saturn is your Yoga Graha in the 11th house, very positive for you, and good for maintaining cordial relationship with the ones who are really supportive of you, who uplift you, because Saturn will not let you have people in and around you who are just pulling you down. So it's a good transit for you of Saturn also. Coming to the next one, that is Gemini. All right, so for Gemini natives, this week moon is going to be in your 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th houses. So for you guys, actually, when moon is in the 2nd house, it is about family, food, finance, and you're working through those areas even more. Maybe you're going to be seeking help and advice from a dentist, if you are having any issues already. So this is a good time. And also your energy is towards money, happiness, security, through finances. Your natural inclination will be towards, how I can be more of self-worth, self-reliant. Second house relates to money. It's what is valued, self-worth, reliance, and it will be a good time to save some money also. And when moon transits here, it's a good time to pay attention to money concerns and where you stand with your monthly budget. If you deal with that, you will find that, it is very satisfying, and it will boost your feeling of security on the 5th. This is a good time to come up with some ideas and bring extra cash as well. Or maybe some other way of making money, some sidekick, So contemplate and see how what really values what is you really value, and what is it that others value in you. So that kind of this is a type of a pep talk which will enhance your feelings of security and happiness. Okay. And this will also be good for connecting with your family members and how you're doing, so with the opportunities, or reviewing your resources. Connecting with your family members and discussing about your family matters is also a good thing. But don't spend too much on this day. There is a possibility there will be some extra expenditure which happens which you did not plan for, so just be prepared for that also on the 5th. And you might just be taking your family out for dinner or something as well. 6th to the 8th, moon is going to be in your third house in Leo. It's going to be conjunct Ketu and in trine to Mercury, Sun, Venus, Mars. All these will also be there in trine. So what makes you happy at this time? What brings you feelings of security and comfort? Well, it has to do with learning something, teaching something, speaking, finding the voice somehow. You may be sensitive to tones or in other people's voices at this time, and the tone of your own voice may be very self-revealing. Okay. So your curiosity may be high because third house is ruled, the karaka is Mercury. So you will be very curious during this time, maybe very self-revealing. Okay. Your curiosity could be high, and maybe you will find that Google is your best friend. You will be just doing some kind of research or some data collection, or maybe you're writing some poetry, speaking to yourself, saying some certain things, uplifting things for yourself also, because it's Ketu energy over there. So this might just be an isolating energy. You might not be interacting with others, but you are going to be enhancing your own mental setup during this time. So it could be that some unusual emails you'll be sending or getting during this time, or you'll be clearing your spam folder on this day, or your bin, you're going to be emptying that as well. So this is something which is definitely very positive for you, how things work in your favor. You are going to be very helpful also to others, and people who help you will come to your rescue as well. Then lastly, it is going to be in, not lastly, but on the 9th and the 10th, it's going to be in your 4th house. 4th house is the homey you. You have been traveling in the previous days. Now you're coming back home. So you want to take rest. 4th house is actually, where actually the rule, it rules. Moon rules this zone. So maybe you're decorating your home, any kind of project involving home, or maybe, moving furniture, cleaning, and, connecting with your family ties, or maybe, you're going to be also the mood is towards your parents, childhood, self-image, housing, something like related to the 4th house energies. And also it is the lowest point of the chart. Remember, 4th house is the lowest point. That is why it is called the midnight or the nadir. So the ambience of the home will be highlighted as well. The mood of the atmosphere of the home, or where one lives, will be the key theme during this time. Okay. So maybe you will the issues with parents or childhood may trigger. You might just connect with your childhood friends during this time also. As it is the Virgo sign, so you might just be very meticulous about cleaning your bathroom or your closet, or maybe you're sweeping your house, or maybe you're just getting that staircase cleaned up during this time. So this is just a key theme of the 4th house. You might just connect with your property real estate manager, or maybe you will be buying some property, signing some agreements, and some kind of documents also during this time. And you might just question yourself, what am I doing with my life? Where am I going to live? When? What do I fit in? Where do I even want to live? Those kinds of feelings will also come. Maybe you're thinking of growth, you're thinking of purchasing a vehicle, you're thinking of purchasing property, anything like that. The 4th house themes is definitely going to be getting activated. This is also, see, whenever it's nighttime, you feel very low also. There's no light. The daylight is not making you teary. Remember, you cry only in the nighttime most of the times I've seen. So what happens, you will maybe you will cry on this day unnecessarily. It's nothing is unnecessarily, but you are overwhelmed and you just burst out in tears. So it could be that kind of a day also. So just make sure that nobody else is making you bog down or cry because of that. You have to work on your emotions. Okay, lastly, it will be the fifth house themes which is going to play out. You might just pick up your hobby and just start pursuing it. It's the 12th from the 6th also, so it's not a routine life. You're just following something out of the league. Maybe you pick up some sports activity, you meet your children, you connect with your children, or children are requiring some attention. If you're a student, you might just join a new certification program. So that happens, that this is the house of the emotional need for some typical self expression, maybe writing a blog or something, so it can also something creative. You're going to be taking a vacation from everyday life, break routines. So that kind of a feeling will be there. And children, you will be getting in touch with daughters or girls, and you'll be helping them during this time, or they require more attention. So maybe you're going for a shopping routine, and you might just don't spend something more than the normal spendings. All of this is in harmony with the fifth house moon right now. So in case you feel that there is a typical connectivity with the romantic partner, it might just be the case when you can pick up an argument also. That's a typical behavior that can trigger every 27 days. So just make sure that you're not fighting, or you're not feeling uneasy on this day in relationships especially. And if you are a student native, so don't get involved in any kind of group studies during this time. It's better that you study in isolation alone, and you're good to go. Good for competition success as well. And we do have on the 10th of January pradosham, so you can work through the energies of Shiva. That's a good time period. Avoid speculation, review contracts. There can be some nervous exhaustion this week. Revision favors you in case you're into education. Avoid unnecessary trips towards the end of the week. 8th of January is a good week for you, and you can donate yellow color dal, that is the lentils or pulses, yellow pulses, in charity. That will be really helpful because Jupiter is in your first house also. It's retrograde. Okay, coming to the next one, that is Cancer. 1 second, I have to write it. Yeah. So for Cancer natives, this is the week when moon is going to be over your first house first. And this is the time when you will be feeling little, emotional because of the, or maybe you will get emotional clarity. Then you get detached, of course, because of the moon and Ketu energy also working. So when moon is in the first house is the beginning of the cycle. 12th house is the end, and beginning is the first house. So this is the time when you will be working on your emotions. You're going to be nurturing kinds. You're starting something new. Or maybe, you're going to be meeting those kinds of people who are going to be giving you that kind of happiness in emotions. And also it is the first house zone which will affect your heart, your soul, your feeling, your security, your happiness. That is what your focus would be. How does it impact you? And not the egoistical you, basically. You have to you need to give up on the ego when it is in the first house, and be more cordial with others also. This area of moon is about self-image, physical accomplishments. So you will be aware of what arenas you need to work on. In case you have some pending jobs you will be finishing, you have to travel, you have to meet those people. There are meetings lined up on the 5th, so you will be completing those tasks as well. And moon is not about thinking, it's about responding from heart, soul, and emotional center, remember. So maybe you will be with whatever you're feeling, it will be reflected outwardly when moon is in the first house. So it is the inner you which is reflected when moon is in the first house. So when moon moves into your first house, it is the Mars's place also, Mars position. So it will give you a competitive edge also, quality to one's emotions and attraction to some physical person, to some type of physical endeavor. And on the other side, it is the coin repressed anger. Maybe you are going to be getting irritated because of others, and it is not going to be outwardly expression also. So you're just building up that volcano. Just be careful about that. And it can give you a new look. Maybe you'll be going in for that hairdo, and or maybe some cosmetics procedures also, because Mars is also looking at the first house. So if you have to do it, it is a good time. A new outfit you can purchase, or maybe you're going to be changing your appearance. As I said, anything that would enhance your appearance would be good for your self image also. It'll give you that confidence. Okay. And first house is also the first hour of the morning. Remember, it's the first house where east, where the sun rises. So it is the time, is the point, is the place where the spirit wants unrestrained joy and unrestrained freedom. That is why first house is sun exalts and Mars rules that zone, okay, in the natural zodiac. So relationship feel more strained at this time because of this ego, or the freedom that you require. So when moon is in the first house, I've seen they generally, don't have a good relationship with their partner, because they are more towards the freedom towards themselves. Okay. Anyhow, that's a personal chart I'm talking about. Any needy people in your life are likely to feel disappointed with your energy response to them at this time. So try helping others. In case you're to yourself, so try helping, and you need to consider your own self image. Try to change yourself, and maybe you will be buying a pair of new glasses on this day, because of the sun also in the sixth house. And what else it can do is, uh, maybe you're going to be joining a gym, or you're working out, or you're starting a fitness regime or a diet routine also with the first house transit. Okay, just take care of your relationship on this day, on the 5th, and you're good to go. Then moon is going to be in your second house. So second house transit is on the 6th to the 8th. It's in the Leo sign, and it's conjunct Ketu also here. Second house is the key theme is about your food, family, finances. You're going to be more towards the finances, how I can enhance my finances, resources, and my security, my value system. You're working on all of that. And when it is about your, it's ruled by Venus in the natural zodiac, so it relates to money, what is valued, self worth, self reliance, and it will be definitely a good time to pay attention to money concerns and where you stand with your monthly budget. You can plan your budget also. If you deal with that, you will find that it's very satisfying, and it will boost your feelings of security also. This is a time to come up with ideas for bringing in that extra kick and extra money. And moon's energy will naturally be focusing on your psyche in this area, and it is also about reviewing your worthy and contemplate what is really value, and how you offer value to the world also. So this is like a pep talk which will enhance your feelings of security and happiness. So review your resources, think of all opportunities that you can provide for yourself and your own people, and this will help your mood also, because Ketu is there. So it will be a reminder call that you have to prove yourself for yourself only, not for others. Think of everything you have achieved and pay your bills. Maybe you'll be paying off some debts or some bills, and you may return to your whatever you send out returns to you multiplied. So that is also the mantra that you'll be following. It is a good time, I would say, in case you have to make any kind of decisions regarding your resources enhancement. So this is a good period. Then moon moves into your third house on the 9th and the 10th, and it's a Virgo sign after all. So it is the time what makes you happy at this time, what brings you feelings of security and comfort. This is a good time for learning, teaching, speaking, finding the voice somehow. You may just have sensitive tones towards other people, and you may just voice something which is very self-revealing during this time. Also, it is good for research, data collection, signing agreements, PR, visa. It is going to be very satisfying kind of a period. Speaking for yourself is always a good thing to do, and this is the time where you will feel great to say anything that you're feeling like. And curiosity definitely increases with the Virgo sign also. There you're going to be very meticulous about things, and you're going to be signing some agreements also, some documents during this time. Then lastly, moon is going to be in your fourth house. Now fourth house is the house of in the natural zodiac, it is moon's house only. It is the darkest place because it's the midnight time. So you might just feel that it's like the lowest point of the chart, or deep soul or subconscious issues. So the ambience of the home would be highlighted, or the mood or the atmosphere of home where one lives. That is the key theme of your fourth house concerns. So it is also, the questions in the mind would be: who is my family? Where is my home? Where do I belong? All these will be motivating you. And it is also quite likely that you will be changing or cleaning your tapestry or furniture, or maybe you're cleaning your carpet or bathroom or closet. You will be more towards the feeling of cleanliness, and your thought process is towards family life also. Your home, family, it's the nest that you are actually connecting to. So every emotion that you have been holding will come undone, and you might just be brawling like a baby. It could be that kind of a thing. You'll be connecting with your childhood days and maybe childhood friends during this time, with your mother, with your family members, or maybe with your sister or a niece, and the neighbors will be also appreciative of you. Maybe you'll be connecting with them also during this time, and it's a good time for purchasing of property. Real estate matters will get resolved, or you'll be purchasing some vehicle, etc., also during this time. So that kind of a feeling is there. And it's Saturn in the trine, Sun, Mercury, Venus, Mars are in your sixth house. So just be careful about the litigation part. In case you're going in for some competitive exam, it's a good time. Student natives will do well. They will be really focused. So it's better that, you complete your task that you have been assigned, and you're good to go. Okay. So also I wanted to share the remedy for you. So moon in the income fluctuation also it gives when moon is in the second house. Just take care of your stomach and sleep issues, and withdraw from drama when your moon is in the fourth house. That is on the 11th. So 5th January is a very positive day for you, and offer a little bit of milk and water on the Shivlingam or any tree or any plant. Connect with some plant or nature. Connect and walk in the morning. Moon is in the first house. When moon is in the first house, especially 5th of January, and when it's in the fourth house on the 11th. Coming to the next one, that is Leo. Okay. So for Leo natives, this week moon is going to be in your 12th, 1st, 2nd and 3rd houses. Now when moon is in the 12th house, remember it is the end of the cycle. And when it is the end of the cycle, that is moon has transited through the whole zodiac, and now it has come to your 12th house. So the emotions are towards isolation. You're compassionate. You're thinking of something typical, that, okay, this is what I want to do. Oh, I have to plan anything like, for the future. Now the new cycle is to be started. So it's better that I just focus on what was that I couldn't do. So where you are in isolation, the edge is of the abyss, confusion, distortion, escapism. These are the few more words associating with the 12th house zone. Jails, prisons, institution, that too come in the grapevine, when you talk about the 12th house. It's a consciousness, inner consciousness, and also it is about the subconscious mind, whatever is going on. That is why 12th house is about inner consciousness and dreams also. So maybe you will be getting in touch with some ancestors in dreams. In your dream you can be. Also this relates to addictions. So avoid getting into that zone also, where you are drinking, or you're oversensitive, over hyper, or maybe some it is good for spiritual growth, but it is also giving you that kind of deeper thinking. So maybe it hampers your peaceful state also when you are into that addictive zone, or you're too much into isolation. Sometimes we call it a depression also. It's this loss of self after all. 12th house from the first. So this is like oversensitivity of everything, expressing as feelings of being deeply lost, confused, delusioned, sensitivities, endanger, deep compassion, love, openness, innocence. These are all. It's a good time for the healers when moon is there, or poets or teachers. It is that kind of a placement for moon. But at the same time, you do have a feeling of wanting to escape the moments where you feel that you're on the, you're being isolated, or people are not giving you that kind of attention. So you just isolate yourself, isn't it, at times when you see that this person is not giving me that kind of attention, or you withdraw. So that kind of a feeling can be there, but it is definitely going to be giving you that energy to understand your inner you, self introspective time. So just focus on your growth on the 5th, how you can work in isolation behind the scenes and get better. It is a good time for mysticism, learning mysticism, occult, because it's in the water trine also. Can you see 8th house, 4th house, and the 12th house? So it's good for clairvoyance and some healers, etc. So that is also the 12th house activation. There can be some hidden enemies, competition that you have to be a little careful about. And also, this is a conflict between my will versus divine will also. So you cannot be vulnerable during this time. So it's good if you work on yourself, strengthen yourself emotionally, and nobody should bog you down. That's what I always want Leos to just be very strong, and they are. Once they capture their mental setup, they are good to go, actually. Okay. Then moon moves into your first house, and first house is the beginning of the cycle. So you might just be thinking about your own self, your growth. Now the cycle has just begun. So it is like initiation of something. You'll be a timing for scheduling family gatherings, career presentations, or maybe something where you can enhance your knowing, your knowledge also, starting from scratch, because it's your, after all, your Ketu also seated there. And when moon is there in the first house, how you are feeling about others, it might just be about your security, about your happiness, and how you reflect. So don't be egoistical, and don't try to help, don't try to appease others, don't try to do things which seem too much to do for others. You need, here you are more towards your physical body, self-image, physical accomplishments. We are very aware of how we are seen, viewed when moon is here. And also, sometimes you keep a mask on. So I think that's something you need to break. Okay, that kind of a theme. So it's not about thinking, it's about responding by heart, from the heart, soul, emotional center. Okay. When moon is here, it triggers Mars's energy also. So you'll be a beginner. You'll be having a competitive edge also to one's emotions and attraction to some type of physical endeavor. So whenever moon is in the first house, I've seen people become very, very much inclined towards their own self-image, or how, people are perceiving them, and how you can be much better off. New look, new appearance to please others. I don't think so. You should be doing that. You should be doing it for yourself. So if you want any kind of discovery, that you want others to discover you, or others to recognize you or acknowledge you, so this will not help you, because Ketu is already there. So do it for yourself, I would say. The spirit here wants unrestrained joy and unrestrained freedom also. So this day is not, 6th to the 8th is not a good time for relationship for that reason also. You are expecting a lot, or the partner is expecting a lot from you, and you are focused to yourself. So this is, you need to consider time for self-image, and possibly try for new changes. A difficult time for for relationship. Don't start a new relationship on this day, in case you have to propose someone. And in the existing relationship also, it might not be the day to pick up any kind of argument. You might just purchase something new hairdo, new glasses, and new clothes maybe, you will be picking up. So this is what is the first house transit. And then moon moves into your second on the 9th and the 10th. So second house transit is good for your finances, for food, family, connecting with your people. So this is a good time for making and planning your monthly budget also. You might just boost your feelings of security. This is a good time to catch up with the ideas that you have in mind, and revisit them, and discuss it with your family members. I can increase my resources, and money matters, and there can be a side income also that you can work on. So second house transit is a good time to review why you are worthy, and contemplate what is really valuable in your life, how you offer value to the world. So this is the time for pep talk that to yourself, to enhance your feelings of security and happiness. Review your resources, think of all opportunities you have to provide for yourself and how you are doing so. This too will help your mood and remind yourself that you have proven yourself to yourself no matter what others think. Think of everything you have achieved, and then pay your bills knowing whatever you send out returns to you multiplied. Make this your mantra. Okay, this is a good time for any you it's a busy day. Maybe you're presenting something, you're working on your presentations, your connections with others at the workplace, your bosses, seniors also, and this will make you feel good also. Lastly, on the 11th, it's Libra sign where moon is going to be transiting your third house. So this is the key theme, is what makes you happy at this time, what brings you feelings of security and comfort. uh, it has to do with learning something, teaching something, speaking, finding the voice somehow. You may be sensitive to the tones of other people's voices also during this time. So that is why third house is a house of communication, travels also. You might just be traveling during this time. You might promote research of some kind or data collection during this time also. But this is a very satisfying energy for the poets, for the teachers, especially, speaking up for yourself. So this is also a very comforting time for you. Third house transit is very good for you. In fact, you might just be more into physical activity. You might just start jogging on this day. So this is a good way of expression also. And in case you have to sell off your property, you can do that as well. PR, visa, etc. If you want to apply for, it's a good transit for you. Rahu is in your seventh house. It is as it is in reflecting some foreign connections, travels, and also promotion. If you ask me, see, Venus is combust, so maybe likelihood is it is going to be next week, not this week, or it is postponed. In case you're see Venus is not well positioned. Sun is let Sun transit maybe on the 14th onwards, the promotion is coming your way because Sun will be in your sixth house. So that's the time, because Lagnesh has to be well positioned. Lagnesh is in the fifth house, which is eighth from the 10th. So I don't think so there is a promotion right now. Jupiter is there retrograde. So wait for the 14th. Maybe you will get the news after that. Okay. And Saturn is in the 8th house also, not to forget. This Ashtama Shani also going on. So you have to take care of your health and your relationships. And it is looking at your 10th house also. So it is a delayed thing, but you will get it ultimately. And 20th Jan onwards, it's going to be in its own nakshatra also. Saturn is going to be again in its own nakshatra. So it's definitely going to enhance and upgrade you. But it is going to be very powerful, Saturn. So you need to have a... See, Saturn delays the process. So I'm sorry, I don't see that happening, Aditya. All the best to you. Coming to the next one, that is Virgo. One sec, did I give you the remedy for... so you can offer sun daily in the morning. Okay. Coming to the next one, that is Virgo. I can't answer that question, about someone's ailing mother. Okay, so for Virgo natives, here moon is going to be in your 11th, 12th, 1st and 2nd houses this week. In the 11th house on the 5th of January, 6th to the 8th in the 12th, and 9th to the 10th in your 1st, and 11th in your 2nd. So moon here exposes work flaws, fix everything, don't panic. Good for budgeting. Take care of your gut, skin issues in case you are having already. Strong analytical focus, favorable corrections. 9 January is a good day for you. You can donate something in green. But to start with, moon is going to be in your 11th house. Okay. Yeah, you have to check your personal chart also, your dasha also. Okay. No, don't initiate. If you are initiating, do it after 14th only. 15th, in fact. Okay. If you have to initiate any kind of conversations about promotion and all, it's not the right time. For Leo, I'm saying. Okay, now for Virgo, moon is going to be in your 11th house. 11th house is the house of community. Okay. So this is the time when you will be connecting with your friends and your also, maybe you're going to be connecting with some NGO on this day, on the 5th of January. And this might just be the time when you will get to know about your real friends. When moon is in the 11th house, is a good time to connect with your friends, groups, giving or receiving emotional support. Maybe, somebody needs money from you, so you're going to be providing that kind of help and support. And this is also the time when you will be having some group or organization that you'll be connecting. An alliance here will be a good time with your friend or a new partner you might just connect with. And also maybe some meaningful membership you will take of a club or something, or a group or something. And this is also about your tribe, where you fit in, you will get to know. Okay, if at all you're seeking happiness, security, emotional nurturing, you will get to know where you find that peace. Okay, but Aquarius, in the natural zodiac is you have to have a connection, with the other person. Now Rahu is there in your 11th sign any which way, so take care of your blood circulation in the body, because Rahu is in your 6th house also. 6 from 6th is moon transit, so this might just give you that kind of health issues also. It is good for serving for the charity, humanitarian, on the humanitarian causes. This is also about brotherhood, so you might just gel well with your brother during this day. On the 5th, you might just connect with your brother also. And you may feel that there is some kind of psychic ability. Your dreams and visions are very important to you, and you will get to get the indications during this time. You're going to be very innovative. You're going to be very connected to the outside world. When it is about your 12th house energy on the 6th to the 8th, and Ketu is also there, so just take care of your health during this time. You can be compassionate, you can be giving in some unconditional love, innocence, openness, mysticism, spiritual healer. Rarely hear some kind of good news when it is the 12th house moon. As it is like, you might just bump into those places where it is very freaky or scary or sorrowful kind of a place, an isolated place you travel to. It can bring about some confusion, distortion, escapism, or maybe some kind of prison institutions where you are going to be into that isolation zone. Maybe you're too much into astrology, you're working towards your conscious self. This is good for learning process, actually. It is good for poetry, writing poetry, seeking some kind of peace in isolation. But it doesn't mean that you're going to be giving up on your connectivity with the world completely. It is good for spiritual pursuits, maybe visiting some shrine or some kind of place where you are going to have that intense connectivity with your friend circle, or maybe your guru, who are going to be together. But don't fall prey to the addictions. This can make you very addictive also. That is something you have to be careful about. Here it can give you psychic undercurrents and energies of others. Maybe you might just pick up on subtle energies, influences, and there can be a desire with the emotional body to find some way to commune with the deep psyche, with the God, if you will, and to get into the deeper zones. There will be an inner call to withdraw, to escape. That is why it is the loss of self also. This is actually psychologically, if you see, it is an overwhelming kind of a transit when moon is in the 12th house. That is why it is good for retreat, rest, to be in the quiet. So get motivated. Don't be into depressive mode. It's good if you are in the isolation and working in maybe on a presentation, or there is some behind the scenes job that you're doing. So you're very creative during this time, as it is a Leo sign also over there. And it is about your own innocence also that you actually work on. The power to let go of the ego that you actually rule when it is the 12th house zone. It is a thought that life force seems to be a bit diminished, so you feel weakened in immune system. Take care of your stomach region also. Psychic sensitivities are acute here. Okay, it's good for clairvoyance, occult sciences, or something like that. Some deep research oriented mindset. Hidden enemies can also be there. It can trigger, and it can be the time when you're too much into some kind of addiction, drugs, etc. So be careful about those things. Okay. And 12th house is also the house of karma, mostly that which you created from the conflict between my will versus divine will. Okay, so surrender or letting go is the key. That is what you learn when moon is in the 12th house, because cycle is coming to an end. over here. So don't feel lost or vulnerable or unsupported. Things are going to fall in place. This is not the time to pick up on anyone, any kind of argument or fight, and not a good time for expenditure also, or maybe a shopping spree you go on because you're depressed. So that is something you have to work on, and help others on the humanitarian cause, if you can. Then moon moves into your first house. The cycle begins again on the 9th and the 10th. Now this cycle has just begun. So it's like, you're working on yourself. I need to do this, I need to do that, enhance your knowledge. Moon is about security and freedom, and you're too emotional also. Okay. So first house is like, how does the how the soul or the heart gets filled. What is my security and what is my happiness? And it is time also giving you a competitive edge also during this. A competitive edge comes in because of the Mars's first house rulership. So you might just go for any kind of new look, physical appearance, change of your self-image, how you project yourself. Maybe you're going to be working on your diet plan also. You can start, because this is a new cycle which is beginning. So any kind of change is welcomed. Okay. And this is not the time to reconcile with your partner, because you are you're too much to yourself. You're too much about yourself. So if the ego is not there, then it's good. So who am I and what am I doing here? These kind of questions will be coming in. So desire to change physical appearance also we see from here. Any kind of cosmetic surgery, etc. If you want to go in for, you do it when moon is in the first house. So surgical process. Okay. So for relationship, I don't see any kind of change coming in because of Saturn in your 7th house also. Okay. So it's better that you have a straightforward talk and reconcile, or just part ways. Rahu's in your 6th house, any which ways. It doesn't give you good relationship with your partner. Okay. Saturn Ketu any which ways in the 7th house will not give you a good relationship if you are in the dasha also the same. Okay. And ex-partner coming back is also not at all evident with the kind of transit positions are there in the sky also. And then lastly, moon is going to be in your 2nd house on the 11th. Yeah. So 2nd house is the theme is about your home, family, security, eat right, food, family, money, how you can make more money, or the sidekick, that is also there. And also it relates to your what is valued, self-worth, self-reliance. Okay, that is what is the 2nd house key theme. And also you'll be planning your budget during this time. What gives you security? How you can focus on your psyche in this area of focusing more on your extra cash that you can make. So you will be talking to your own people, how you can review your why you are worthy, and contemplate on what is it that you really value and how you can offer value to the world. This kind of a pep talk is required, which will enhance your feelings and security and happiness. Review your resources well, and think of all the opportunities you have to provide for yourself and how you can be doing so. This is also a good time to help your mood. In case you are having any kind of mood swings, you'll be working on, you will be paying your bills, your maybe your returning the money to others if you have taken something, hand loan or something. So you'll be able to return on this day. You should, in fact. Okay. And Jupiter is there in the Kendra, so it's good. And so many planets are in the Kendra. Your Lagnesh is also in the Kendra. And there's an exchange between the 4th and the 7th Lord, and the Lagnesh and the 10th Lord. So good for changing a job, meeting someone, new bosses also come in, or new co-workers. So this is a good time to start a new business plan also. If you have any ideas, you should talk to your bosses and seniors, convey it to them, and you are definitely good to go. Okay. So this is what the key theme is. And as I said, if you can donate something in greens, all the more better for you. Okay. Coming to the next one, that is Libra. So for Libra natives, this week moon is going to be transiting your 10th, 11th, 12th and 1st houses. Good transit, in fact, when moon is here, so negotiation, relief after chaos. You'll feel that there is some promotion on the cards, or maybe you'll be discussing something very important. And also it will be more about partnerships, business, relationship this week. you'll be focused more on. Karma balancing, honest talks in relationship is required. Take care of your kidney, sugar balance. 11 January is a good day for you in case you have to make any important decisions. You should be doing that. And also do any kind of Lakshmi prayer. It will be good for you. When moon is in your 10th house on the 5th of January, this is the time when, you will be more focused on your work, on your society, the public, how you come up with, when it is the connection with your bosses, your career is reviewed during this time. And also, how you're evaluating your ability. That is also when moon is in the first house. It's about your public image. It is about how you can enhance yourself. Okay, you're thinking too much about your work. You're attached to your work, your karma. It's basically, your ultimate goals, how you can move towards that. Okay, so emotionally, it is a triggering day for you on the 5th. Just balance things and don't just expect too much from your co-workers and your bosses during this time. Responsibility might increase. You might just get more work, and to pay those bills, maybe you're going to be doing some extra job also. But emotional triggers can help you make changes where those are necessary. Everything happens for a reason, and it's not circumstances that upset us. So just be more someone smart who can just handle the energies also. So it is an advantage day for you in case you have to ask for a raise from your bosses and seniors. You can do that also. Do I measure my worth in the world against my bank account? That's a great 10th house lunar transit question. And it's a bit harder to grapple with when moon is here, with your emotions that can also make you come down in your emotions also. If you are not careful and aware, then this might be a very taxing day for you. 6th and the 8th moon is going to be in your 11th house. 11th house is a good day, a good transit for moon. Although Ketu is there, it can make you anxious in relationship. You might just connect with some NGO or a hospital where you can just go and help someone. The community, the selective group that you have, you will be connecting with them. Also, it is about how you can be more supportive of others, organizations or groups. It is like an alliance. This is the house of alliance. So you might just be this is who am I, and who's my group who's my tribe I should be connecting with. That kind of feeling you will have. Also, you might just get an identity with the community during this time also. Emotional nature, will be identifying with your tribe. You will be happy, you'll be secured, emotionally nurturing kind of a feeling you will get. Also, maybe you will be connecting with some bosses and seniors during this time, and will be discussing some project also. It's a good time for humanity service and brotherhood with others. Maybe you'll be connecting in that way. And this is also a visionary type of a transit also. And this is going to give you some new design or new ideas where you can enhance yourself and upgrade yourself also. And spiritually, you're going to be really growing on this day. Maybe you'll be connecting with those kinds of people who will help you out. Some guru or nurturing kinds of people you'll be connecting with, and maybe you're going in for some mantra siddhi also, mantra recitation. So it's a good transit, I would say. And it is about your community that you will be you really want to connect with. And you part ways also with the ones who are not adding value to you when moon is here, with the Ketu energy also working. And then moon is in your 12th house on the 9th and the 10th. So 12th house energy is exit of the toxicity, I would say. This is about rejuvenation, reinvigoration. You know what you want in life. Don't be depressive during this time. It is about how it can give you some confusion, distortion, and escapism also. It is not about how you deal with the external atmosphere. It is about your internalization, your subconscious self. How you can, the cycle is coming to an end. Now you're looking at and rewinding everything. What did I do? What did I achieve? What is it that I have to work on? Maybe a sidekick. Maybe you will be thinking of earning more money. So that is something it is the loss of self. So don't fall prey to the addictions. But it is good for some working behind the scenes. So it's good for compassion, love, openness, healing yourself, teaching yourself or others. So this is something which is a very peaceful state also it gives you. Okay. and spiritual being. But it's up to you how you handle these energies, because it is a very sensitive transit also. The 12th house transit is very, very strong psychic undercurrents also, and energy of others also. You feel strongly. So this is something you have to be careful about, and it is about your internal emotional self that you're working on with God, if you will, and to go deeper into the soul. So that is the desire within you. There will be an inner call to withdraw, escape, or how the world and other mundane existence, how you can be away from all this. It will be easy to become psychically overwhelmed. So that is something you have to be cautious about. Okay, don't fall prey to the vulnerability. Don't be vulnerable during this time. Just be more strong. Okay. And it could bring in some travels, distant journeys, or maybe some official tasks, because 10th lord is in the 12th house. So it is good for journeys and reading, learning, PR, visa, etc. It's a feeling from which is like taking you away from the ego. Also, some hidden enemies can erupt suddenly, competition can erupt suddenly, so you need to prove yourself also on this day. Okay, so just take care of your relationship also during this time. Okay, then lastly, moon is going to be in your first house, and that's happening on the 11th. When moon is in the first house, it is the beginning of the cycle. This is also going to give you that energy, strength, I want to do this, initiative. You will be taking some initiative during this time as well. And you might just be trying to appease others. I must prove my point, prove myself to others. So you might just push yourself too much. Don't do that. It's really not going to help you. It's better that you do whatever is in your in your what do you call that, what you can do, which is in your control, not going beyond that. That is something you need to work on. This is the area of life which relates to physical body, self-image, physical accomplishments. We are very aware of how we are seen or viewed when the moon is here. Sometimes we want to keep a mask on. Don't do that. I think when moon is there, you don't need to. We are talking about an outward area of life, our physical issues, including appearance, instinctual behaviors. Moon is not about thinking. It's about responding from heart, the soul, and the emotional center. That is triggered, resulting in outward physical behaviors. When moon moves here, anyone must understand that this is the warrior-like instinct also. So competitive edge. So it is or the quality one's emotions to one's emotions and attraction to some type of physical endeavor. So you might just start something new, and there's a repressed anger also. So if you are trying to please others, definitely it is not the day. So avoid on the 11th itself. Just don't fall prey to what others want from you. Okay, just don't try to, because once you put too much of effort and push yourself to that extent, you can break, remember. So don't do to that extent. Just draw a line. Okay, if you're too pushy, then it will be really difficult for you. So just say a no if you can't do it. It can bring about repressed anger, and then it will be even worse. If you want to go for some physical appearance change or some new look or hairdo or something, you can do it on this day. In case you want to go for a surgical process, you can do it on the 11th. It's a good time. Okay, so there's a feeling of fragility as one comes to awakening. I need my space. So the unrestrained and unstrained joy you want when moon is here. So see, the joy comes not by others. It is the inside story, how you are feeling. So keep yourself happy from within and peaceful from within. Nothing from the outside should impact you. Suppose you want that internal freedom, and others want it in a different way. I want things to move in this direction. So what will happen? You will do it. You'll be people pleaser, but then you will not be able to sustain it for long, no, because you are putting up that mask. So just make it very clear from the beginning itself that you are like this, and you are not going to be a people pleaser. If you are a people pleaser when moon is in the first house, then do remember it is not going to last long. Once moon moves into the 8th house energy and then moves ahead, things will start coming back, and you will come back to your own self. How much one can portray, how much one can put up a show. Okay, so that is what is the key theme. And Rahu, so as it is in your fifth house, looking at your first Jupiter, so these are the energies where you feel already these energies of showing others how, trying to prove your point and trying to prove yourself all the time. So you need to be careful at the workplace especially. Okay, Mercury, Venus, Sun, Mars are in your third house, so be careful about your communication in case you have to apply for visa, etc. So this might be a delayed process. Okay, Jupiter is as it is retrograde, so post 11th of March, when Jupiter turns direct, things will start falling in place. It will be better for you as regards to only visa and all I'm saying. Otherwise it can bring about travels, etc. for you. So otherwise, yes, Saturn is in your sixth house. Your Yoga Graha is very good. It's moving in the positive direction, in the forward motion. So it is giving you some relief at the workplace also, in your career growth also. Maybe you've got a new job, so you're working on that. So it's good, favorable. Okay. So as I said, it is the time for Friday Lakshmi prayer. If you can do Shri Suktam, etc., it is good for you. Or you can donate something in whites like sugar, rice, milk. You can donate, or curd, yogurt. Okay. Coming to the next one, that is Scorpio. So for Scorpio natives, this week moon is going to be in your 9th, 10th, 11th and 12th houses. So when it is about behind the scenes power plays, and stay discreet in career, because Ketu is there in your 10th house. So financially, insurance, taxes, inheritance would be the themes. Detox is needed health-wise, and intense but transformative in relationship. 8th, 9th January are good for you, 2 good days for you. And when we talk about moons transiting through the 9th house, it is the key theme is about travels, learning, higher skills, certification program. Maybe you will be meeting that kind of guru that you're waiting for also. It is the house of Jupiter. Remember, it's a Sagittarius in the natural zodiac. So you're going to be looking at the bigger picture now. You personally are feeling that I have about anything emotional right now is best not to go there. This is the first feeling that you'll be getting, better to let all the emotions go or drown in them. That's a personal thing that you should be following, and also it is about wholeness, in the 9th house. It is about the wholeness and personal experiences to explain, learn more. You will gain some personal experiences which will be very overwhelming when it is in the 9th house place. So here it is like you're looking for a secured and a happy life and bigger picture, how you can handle emotional things. So this can be good or bad depending on your personal chart, because with this I've seen the 9th house is your luck, and your moon's position also is very important, also about your truth versus lies. That kind of a transit is when moon is here, and the ruler is Cancer also. Okay, so it's like you're looking for meaning in life. You're in the search of meaning, a bigger picture. Okay, so this is an emotional question. On the 5th, you will be asking yourself, what does it all mean? What is the universe trying to tell me? You're looking for those clues. That is why this is a house of Guru, because he's the one who can guide you, that search of truth, search of meaning. Only a guru can guide you. So maybe you will be connecting with some mentor, guru, or teaching program or something, which is going to emotionally trigger you, and will give you that pacifying impact also, of course. Okay, and you do feel, that I need to be happy. So how do I do it? So that manifestation happens, maybe with the help of the outside guru. And this is also about your faith, intuition, philosophy. Your emotional nature will be attracted to fulfilling your emotional needs at this time. Okay, it's the house of education also, so it will be good if you go in for some upskilling yourself as well, maybe work or any kind of relationship or anything to do with, but this is like enhancement. This is about optimism. So you will be more optimistic. You will be balancing it with practicality also during this time. Okay. So it's good when moon is um, in your ninth house. It is good for you. Okay. It's good for connecting to a publisher, writing, or satisfying your emotional needs. How you satisfy your emotional needs? Maybe you'll be taking a family out for dinner, or you'll be connecting with a guru, or maybe there are some delegates who have come in, so you're discussing important deals and important things. You're planning a trip, maybe, to a place where you can learn more. Maybe spiritually you're growing. So that is the ninth house energies, which is on the 5th of January. Then on the 6th and 7th and the 8th is the 10th house zone, which is getting activated. Ketu is already there for you guys, for Scorpio. So this is, see, 10th house is about your profession, your karma. You might get little detached. You might just feel that things are not as you wished for or you wanted because of this Ketu energy. You might just be very evaluating, or there is some, so this might just be the time when you feel uneasy because of that on the 6th and the 7th and the 8th. Okay, you're working on your career, your public image, and you're looking for how you can upgrade yourself, what is your ultimate goal, and what is your current career, how you can get better with that, how you can connect with authorities. So this is something where you are going to be looking for some meaningful way, and if you don't get it, you might just feel a little uneasy also with the 10th house transit. Okay. Also, maybe there is a job change that you're looking for, responsibilities to pay those bills, or extra gig, you may be joining some side gig or side job also. Side income resources might increase. You have to work on that. Then moon is in your 11th house in the Virgo sign on the 9th and the 10th. Now, this is the time when you will be connecting with some community, or, your seniors, bosses, influential people. You might just be meeting those kinds of people who are going to be upgrading you. Or there's a community that you'll be joining, or an NGO you might just be joining as well. And the selective groups, I want to be with these groups, not just anybody coming in your way, any kind of organization or group energy which is helpful to you, you'll be connecting with. Okay, it's a good transit, and you might just be throwing a party with your friends or someone who are going to be, it's like humanity service, or some innovation. You're going to be in that spiritual world also. You're going to be connecting with those kinds of people as well. You will get to know who's who. Dreams and visions of future can be prominent, how I can achieve. And this is a time for documentation, connecting with your siblings, also traveling. This also gives traveling. Okay. So 6th to the 8th, 9th to the 10th. Then lastly, in the Libra sign, your 12th house on the 11th. Now, 12th house is retreat, rejuvenation, reinvigoration, isolation. It is about home, away from home, basically. You might be just traveling. Rahu's there in the 4th house. You might just be shifting or moving, relocating to the overseas place. Moon there will give you some relief. In case you are traveling, you should travel when moon is in the 12th house, so that when you reach somewhere else, the next to next day is the 1st house getting active. So always try to make sure that your 8th house or 12th house is getting triggered up when you're traveling. I've seen this happens. Also, this is a good time for partnerships overseas, clientele. Maybe you will trigger some kind of, delegation or investors you'll be getting connected with. And as it is, Venus is combust this week. Mars is at war with Venus. So this is something you have to be a little careful about with the, don't get into any kind of new relationship or maybe traveling during this time, especially on the, Mars and Venus on the 7th of January, avoid. This might not be the time to raise those kinds of funds and, charitable institutions if you connect with. So this might not be a very positive and a very satisfying day for you. Mars is your Lagnesh after all. So Mars is going to give you that strength. You might just pick up an argument during this time because Venus is other people for you. So if you are feeling little uneasy because somebody did something, or somebody harmed you mentally, emotionally, so this might be the time when you will not be able to reconcile in the future. If you pick up any kind of argument or anything which is taking you against others, so you need to be focused on your mental setup also during this time. Keep a constant check on your impulse. Okay, impulsive decision making also. So this is what. And then Saturn is there in the fifth house, so you have to be careful about your relationship. Any which ways, not a good time to get married. In case you have to propose someone, etc., this is not the time. Maybe some ex relationship might trigger. Student natives, of course, will be doing really well if they are doing too much of labor and they are putting so much of effort. It is going to pay off for sure. So use this well and you're good to go. And it's good if you can just recite, because Saturn is in your trine. And it is definitely positive if you do some charities in black colors. Anything in black lentils, black sesame seeds, or lighting sesame oil diya, or maybe, just reciting Saturn's mantra, Om Sham Shanishcharaya Namaha, Om chants. Okay, these are good remedies for you. Coming to the next one, that is Sagittarius. So for Sagittarius natives, this week moon is going to be in your 8th, 9th, 10th and 11th houses. Now whenever moon is in the 8th house, remember it is about the transformative energy. It is until unless you change, you will not grow. It's that kind of a thing. Now, there can be overconfidence risk. There can be that you have leadership under test. It can give you some issues in your health, liver, thighs, etc. So, strong but disciplined learning for the student natives also. 6 January is going to be a good day though. But still, you have to be a little careful when moon is in the 8th house. That is the Chandra Ashtama. It is considered to be the worst placement for moon. Why? Because it is the exit of whatever we eat. So this can give you some kind of issue in your health. It can make you vulnerable in your emotions. It can give you some kind of issue while doing things. So anything that you're doing, you need to be really little careful when it is about your 8th house energy. So you must make sure that you're not making any quick or very important decisions on this day, because 8th house can give you some kind of uneasiness, mental mood swings also happen, when moon is in the 8th house. That is why it is not a good day for making decisions, taking a call. But it is very good for research, occult, or anything like psychic abilities, healing someone. It is a very good time. Also, don't be suspicious on your partner, especially. Don't show any kind of suspicion. Don't show any kind of relationship issues with others. This is not the time to behave that way when moon is in here. Just get into the depth of it, whether it is there or not, and then make a decision. Okay, then moon is going to be in your 9th house, because you're listening and hearing something from others and you're taking a decision. This is not the right time. Then moon is going to be in your 9th house. Now 9th house is about a vision, that what do you really want in future. You're looking at the bigger picture. That is why it is about your learning process. You will be meeting those kinds of people on this day who will teach you, who will guide you through. You're looking for that kind of guru, that that this person is going to help me out. And it is about moon wants to be immersed in wholeness. The emotional experience is wide, and it includes everything. And this is also about how you can be emotionally sound, how you can enhance yourself. Don't get into that overwhelming disorder. So this is going to be a very positive time to enhance yourself, upgrade yourself and look at the bigger picture, future. So the emotional nature during this transit is attached to the outside personal cultural norms in order to feel secure or happy, philosophy, long distance travel, interest in other cultures, maybe learning a new language. Okay. And also you may be turning to spiritual beliefs or rituals on this day. Maybe some homam or something like that you might just do. And this is about the truth telling, versus telling lies. That kind of a karma is involved. So you will get to know who's right, who's not. So that is why it is about your opening of your right brain. That is why it is the intuition. Right brain opens when moon is in your ninth house. So the emotional question during this transit can be, what does it all mean, or what is the universe trying to tell me? So who helps you with that? The search for truth, the search for meaning? Your guru. That is why ninth house is of your guru also. What do I believe? So all these things will be answered. Connect to someone who can help you out with. That is why ninth house is definitely a very positive house for the manifestations also. How you can be more patient, how you can keep a constant check on your emotions. So the guru teaches us, no? That is why the mother is the first guru, which is ruled by moon. So you will feel emotionally quite satisfied connecting with people. That is why, who are the people who are going to be helping you grow. So on the 6th, 7th, 8th, these are definitely very positive time periods. These are the definitely positive dates where you will learn a lot. Traveling, you learn a lot while traveling also. Foreign place, it's about foreign place also. So that is what is the ninth house theme. Then moon moves into your 10th. So this is now where what you have learned, now you're going to emit those energies in your 10th house. That is why ninth house is learning, higher learning, and 10th house is your karma. So whatever you learn, you actually will be implying those, or it's implied sciences. You will be implying whatever you've learned in the 10th house, your karma house. So this is a good time to finish off your tasks, the assignments that you have got, but don't get too emotionally involved or expect too much from your bosses and seniors on this day. Maybe your co-workers will not appreciate your ideas, so don't get bogged down by that. Don't be too emotionally involved in the other arenas of life. It's better that you be detached and do your work, and very meticulously. Don't be nitpicky, don't be critical or self-critical, just do your job when it is the 10th house. In case you have to discuss your finances or upgradation or any kind of promotion, etc., just avoid the 9th and the 10th, because this will make you more emotional. You don't get that. So you might just feel that this is, you might just feel emotionally weak. And then it is going to be your 11th house transit on the 11th, which is Libra sign. So it is good for balancing the impact now. It is good to connect with the community or learn more with your bosses, seniors, conveying things to them. Okay, did I change this or no? I hope you can see the Sagittarius readings. Okay. So this is what, it is triggering when it is in the 11th house. So it is good for you to reconcile with your family members, uncle, aunt, or maybe, you want to take care of your health. You can visit a doctor, you can take your family out for dinner, you can travel, you can meet your mentors, gurus on this day, some VIPs, discuss some new projects, connect with some NGO, go for donations. This is a good time. This is a good time for being innovative and meeting the friends who are actually uplifting you. Now is the time when you will get to know who's who. So it's good if you are, breaking away from those. If a relationship breaks, don't think that it is that a toxic relationship would have continued. If it had to break, it will break. Okay, it's better that you withdraw from that kind of a person who's actually degrading you or is pulling you down, is not uplifting you. So it's better to keep away from those kinds of people, isn't it? Then there is this Kendra, which is heavily impacted by the planets in there, and Lagnesh, ascendant lord, is retrograde also. So there will be reversals. Maybe you had to visit a temple or a religious place, and for example, a very small example, you had to go somewhere but you could not, because there is something which is not happening in one go, or you have to review certain things again. Maybe your documentation work, your purchase of property, or your purchase of vehicle, your reading books, and you have to read those books, for example. So it could be any minutest thing that you have to do again, is because of Lagnesh being retrograde. So it's okay, if you have to do it again, it is good for you, for your mental growth also, and it will actually give you that kind of confidence also later. So redo things, And Saturn is also looking at your first house. Jupiter is looking at your first house. Ketu is in trine. There's heavy energy on the Sagittarius sign in your first house. Don't make any hasty decisions regards to your look change. Take the help and advice of the right kind of people. Oh, I want to shorten my hair, and then you regret later if you're a female or a male, whosoever. Nowadays even men grow hair. So maybe you're just those locks, you just cut them off in impulse, in anger, because Venus is also your 11th lord after all, in at war with Mars, and is going to be closely conjunct today. As I'm making this video, it is almost at the same degrees as Sun. It's combust completely. So this might just create some kind of issues in your making decisions regards to your health, regards to your money matters also. You need to be cautious, and you might just propose that person and that person declines. It can give you that kind of a negative impact also on the relationship. So you need to be careful with all the planets there. But do remember, at the end of the day, whatever happens for good, for your good. So it is going to ultimately give you take you away from the toxicity of the people around you, and also from maybe if you cut your locks, your hair, or you do some kind of rhinoplasty or anything, and it just doesn't go well, and you have to repeat it. So remember, there is some karma that you have quit with that particular event in your life. So this is the time to revisit those kinds of events. So be careful, and don't make any hasty decisions, or just be ready for the result and be accepting. Just accept those things, isn't it? So coming to the next sign, that is Capricorn. So for Capricorn natives, this week Moon is going to be transiting your 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th houses. See, 7th house is the house of other people. It is about wearing new clothes, meeting people, taking your family out for dinner, travels, or maybe something which gives you exclusive, sensitive moods also towards relationship. 7th house also relates to intimacy, connection with others at the time where, you might just be more into, I wrote to a client, friend or something, and it just triggered a new relationship or a new business. So it will support a new connection. So that way it is good, and you will be seeking harmony and balance with others. And this is like, a very positive transit on the 5th of January. You can realize how dependent you are when on others or other emotional needs. You need that security, isn't it? So that security will come in when you're feeling compassion towards the others. So when Moon is here, you will be feeling too compassionate with others. You will feel to respond emotionally, realizing that what people are and what they are not. So that is something you will get to know. And also clear the air in relationships. This is the time to reconcile, or maybe just some kind of help that others need. So it is like medical procedures also that you have to go through, or your partner has to go through. So you have to help someone who needs that also, that kind of support. Revisiting your past marriage or good times or bad times, you're going to be having that emotional feeling during this time as well. And you will spend quality time with your family members during this time, taking them out for dinner. This is a very positive time, okay, as I said. Okay, any kind of mental health issues your partner is facing, you will be supportive of them also, of that partner. Okay, then Moon moves into your 8th house. Now this was on the 5th of January. Now from 6th to the 8th, Moon is going to be in your 8th house. 8th house is the Chandra Ashtama. Chandra Ashtama means, and the Ketu's energy is also there, so you can be a little anxious on this day. Whatever you eat, it's said that it doesn't get digested well. So when Moon is in the 8th house, don't eat outside food, or don't say anything that actually hurts or harms others, as it is Rahu is in your 2nd house. You might speak something harshly, and it can give some kind of friction. It can that friction, or any kind of a bad taste, as we say, the relationship turns sour. So be careful about that. And also don't be suspicious kinds, and it's good for shared resources, though. You can work on your finances. Your in-laws can have some troubles during this time financially. Take care. And also for travels, this is the time when if you have to leave for some overseas places, this is a good time to take up that journey. And just eat right, I would suggest. And this is a very good time for occult sciences, learning something new, something very deep knowledge, hidden knowledge, as we say. This is the hidden house. Ketu is also there, so you might just start from scratch, something new, enhancing your knowledge, research oriented mindset. So moon Ketu combination will make you channelize your energies towards that, and you should be doing that rather than wasting your time and energy on things which are frivolous. So this is a transformation period for you. That is why called the house of death also, because something has to die away to bring in that something new. Maybe a relationship ends and then you start focusing more on yourself, on your study part, or on your in upgrading yourself part. Okay, so that way it is good. And then moon is in your ninth house, and that happens on the ninth and the 10th. Now ninth house is about your guru, your learning, your upgrading yourself. You are actually thinking, where do I stand, how do I manage things? You're lost, so now you want someone to handhold you and show you the right path. That is why you are looking for that wholeness now. Your experience includes everything. You want to learn more, you want to upgrade yourself, you want to get that knowledge. Okay, how can I look at the bigger picture? Somebody has to support you. So how others are going to be supportive of you, how you can be, that emotional nature during this transit can be attracted to something outside personal cultural norms. That is why you will be connecting to some guru who can guide you through. Okay, so long distance travels, interest in cultural other cultures, all this is also the actual theme of this moon in the ninth house transit. Okay, so some emotional linkage is there. And mood during this time is sensitive to moral issues. Okay, like it could be the karma of truth versus telling lies. No, I don't want those kinds of people in my life who tell lies. Those kinds of energies will be playing out. So the current of changing needs, truth, this will be the key theme. What is the current need, desire, the mood? That is something which is like truth versus lies kind of a feeling will be essentially the theme, when, because it is the Virgo sign also, not to forget. And in the natural zodiac it is ruled by Jupiter. So the main thing is ethics. Okay, in the search of truth, the search of meaning. So that is why it is the house of the believer, it is the house of your belief system, it is the house of guru. So you might just meet your mentor, guru, learning something from someone. So this is that kind of a looking at the bigger picture. Okay. Also, what is your personal philosophy? That is also the theme which is going to play out. Good for learning, good for traveling, good for meeting your guru. Okay. Then moon moves into your 10th house on the 11th. Now, this is a good time, I would say, if you have to make any decisions regards to your job, promotion, you want to talk to someone and get that. So this is a good time, and Saturn will discipline you also, avoid shortcuts, slow but steady financial growth, and do take care of your bones, your joints, because 12th house is already, and Ketu is in your 8th, and 12th house is also having a lot of energy. So, this can bring about some issues in your bones and joints as well, feet region especially. Emotional distancing is possible in your relationship during this time. You're working a lot and you're not able to spend time with your family members. So it can make you very emotional also when moon is in the 10th house. The key theme is about your work, your profession, your karma, and how you can make things right. If you have any work, you will be working and finishing all those tasks. Your public image you're working on. 10th house is public image also, no? So you're working more on that. You're spending more time on that. Okay. So generally speaking, the moon here is like time to dedicate yourself to going ahead in the world, getting in your current career, or setting things in motion towards your ultimate goals. Authority or of any kind can be an issue here. Maybe the authorities will not be supportive of you. It could be your boss, your parents also. Okay. So the soul's wish to leave a mark in the world and to bear a fruit in the community is actually going to trigger when moon is in your 10th house. That's the key theme. So issue of social ambience can trigger the emotional emotions too. Moon is very sensitive to the social atmosphere when moon is in the 10th house. Suppose you're not using your imagination and you're working on the practical realms, so this is not the time to do so. You will not be able to get the kind of results you're expecting. So use your instinct, use your imagination, use your ideas, even if people are not acknowledging it. So use it well. Okay, this is a very positive time for your job change. As I said, you will like maybe you're struggling to get accepted by the social or external people. So this might just not be it's an internal game, I would say. So don't expect too much from the community you're moving around. This is not going to give you any kind of positivity. Okay, so you need to grow internally. So it's like a you and me against the world feeling. Okay, so that's what. And it will give you too many responsibilities on this day. Maybe you have to complete too many tasks you're assigned. And Rahu and Jupiter are also in trine to this air sign. So you need to be careful about your confusion and delusion that you're having, about the worldly tasks. You need to be more focused. Okay, this is what is the key theme. Just be careful about your finances, investments also. And for student natives is a good time, if you are sitting for an exam or competition. So this is good. Don't fall prey to the communication with your co-workers. You say something and they take it otherwise, or maybe there can be some kind of confusion at the workplace, and you will land up into some kind of, I would say, defamation. So be careful. There are hidden enemies around. So be careful. Okay. Don't share your nitty-gritties with others. Before sharing, think about it. Coming to the next one, that is Aquarius. So for Aquarius natives, this week moon is going to be in your 6th, 7th, 8th and 9th houses. 6th house on the 5th of January. Now this is the house of service, servitude, attitude, productivity. Productivity will increase. Maybe you will go for some fitness regime, routine. Maybe you're going to be joining a sports activity on this day, or maybe you'll be connecting with your uncles and aunts this week also to start with. And this is about how you can get into the detail and the thoroughness of everything. It's like a recap time. How you can be more productive, how you can be in that routine, how you can enhance your natural skill also. That is something which is the 6th house theme. The emotional needs when moon here is like more of competence. You're more competitive. You're into writing skills, upgrading yourself. You're more into psychic help or healer. 6th house is also about healing others. Maybe you're going to be going back to the teacher, mentor, or 6th house common experiences, like spontaneous emotional openness to teachers, role models, mentors. And also, if you're into blogging or something, so this is a good time to do that. You will be emotionally connected to your students also. Okay, health, nutrition, these are the key themes as well. Maybe you will start some reviewing your herbs, medicines, or visiting your physician. So it will be a good time to get better in your health also. So maybe you will start with something, and it is good. Small neighborhood doing something, the neighbors might appreciate you. And also this is a good time for litigation, reconciliation, or anything which is existing right now might just end. Okay, 6th house. It is good for high school activities also. And then it is going to be in your 7th house on the 6th to the 8th, and Ketu is there as well. 7th house is basically about other people. Okay, how others perceive you, how you are handling things, so maybe you're going to be writing something very important, you'll be connecting with your delegates who have come in, you're going to be naturally seeking harmony and with the others, and there can be that how dependent are you upon others, can I do it alone or I can do it myself, that kind of a feeling. And you become more aware of one-on-one relationships, deeper emotional connect, traveling, wearing new clothes, feeling great compassion for human condition, I want to give all in this world, a world hug, maybe, that kind of a feeling will erupt. And also this is the time you're more likely to be on that um, zone where everybody is looking at you. You have to respond others emotionally, not aggressively. Clear your air with in relationship, that is what, with others. And this might just be the time when your partner is undergoing some treatment or medical procedure. You need to be really by him or his or her side. You have to align yourself that way. You have to make time. So this is also, a good time to spend quality time one on one with each family member of yours also. With this, maybe you'll be taking them out for dinner, all right? And this is a good time for having that emotional connect with others. Rahu is in the first house. Don't expect from others too much. Rather, this is the time to give to others. Then moon is going to be in your 8th house. 8th house, Virgo sign on the 9th and the 10th. It's a Chandra Ashtama. Whenever moon is in your 8th house, it is not that great for making decisions, important decisions. It is not good for visiting a doctor. It can give you some health issues. It can give you digestive troubles also. Don't get too much nitpicky during this time in relationship. Maybe you can have some discord with your in-laws, or you can be a little suspicious, or you can be self-critical also during this time. So be careful. Get into the depth and detail of maybe your research-oriented mindset. You get into that, or maybe you are an occultist, you're a healer, or you're a astrologer. So this is a good day for you for doing the readings and consultations that way. Okay. And not a good time for investments. I would suggest just hold off. Saturn is looking here. So this is not a good time to go in for heavy investments, as it is the Lord of your 11th is also retrograde, and there's an exchange also forming. So just be cautious and take the help and advice of the right kind of people before jumping into it. Some experts who know. Good for fixed deposits, I would say, where your income would be sure shot coming back to you, your money, and it's safe. Also for student natives, is a very good week if they want to initiate some exam, competitive exam, or anything to do with their travels because of some certification program, etc. It's a good time. And also starting a new wellness program. Okay. For children also, this is a good week. For conception, it's a good week for the mothers. It's a good time for a delivery also. Okay. Because there's an exchange between Mercury and Jupiter. So it's a very positive time period for that. And lastly, it is going to be in your 9th house on the 11th. Very good transit. You'll be learning more during this time. After the 8th house transit, now you've learned your lesson in a way. Now you want to connect with your guru, mentors, or your teachers, or your publishing, your writing. You're connecting with your father. You're performing something like, you're curious. And this is also the 9th house. So you're curious to learn. And also for higher studies, traveling, or performing some rituals at home, homam, etc. So this is a good day, especially on the 11th. Maybe you're calling your priest home and getting your vastu done. You never know, your puja done. Okay, that pacifying puja you're getting done. So all these energies are prevalent, and you're looking at the bigger picture now. You're reconciling with people. You're now a different version of yourself. The transformation has happened, and now you're triggering with your mental setup in a positive manner. You're taking your family out for dinner. You're connecting with them. And Venus is going to be at war with Mars, and Venus is your yoga graha. So you have to be careful about your home environment. Maintain peace. Don't fall prey to the impulse. Okay, Mars is there as it is in your 11th house. So it can bring about some issues in your siblings, relationship, communication also. Be careful. Okay. Coming to the last sign, that is, one sec, I have to tell you about Aquarius, one more thing which is left is feed the birds and avoid manipulation, gains through networks, not speculation. Sleep cycle may be disrupted. Okay. Coming to the next one, that is Pisces. Before I go to Pisces, there's a very beautiful question which has come in. See, when it is about you're retired and you're a senior citizen, so you should actually consider consider yourself getting occupied in your 11th house is getting active actually. So you should do for others. That is why 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th houses are allocated to Jupiter and Saturn only. What is your life ahead? So if you are retired, if you are a senior citizen, so you must actually devote your life for others. Take care of your health, focus on that. Financially, if you're not sound, you should just, start growing spiritually. Spiritually means at least don't harm or hurt others even in the thought process. That is where you will enhance and upgrade your life, and you will be getting connected with others who are the positive people, and you will see help comes when you need it. So you need to change, that is why you need to, when you are growing older, rather in the youth only, where we are running after the other material realms, it's better that we start working on ourselves from now itself. That okay, we will be entering that age group ultimately. The 9th, 10th, 11th houses will get activated for everyone. So we better start when we are young, start saving, start doing for others in a positive manner also from time to time, and clear your thought process. That is why enhance your bigger learning, bigger picture. Okay, be a Jupiter and follow the strict discipline in your life. Okay, that will help you. Padma, I hope I have answered your question. Padma Ji, sorry. Okay, coming to the next one, that is Pisces. So don't even think of negatives. That aura building should be done now. That's what is your job. For Pisces natives, see, Saturn is in your first house, so accept reality. This is something where denial mode you are in. So there will be pressure, you have to accept it. Delays will be there, but losses will not be there. So you need to, have that grounding impact. No, I can do it. Now everything will be fine. You can have some issues in your feet or immunity, so take care. And this is a very good week for spiritual growth also. So work on your growth on spiritual angle. 5th and the 6th January will be really favorable days for you. But moon will be transiting your 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th houses this week. So this is like, when it is the 5th house, it is about your internal you're just working on your growth, your unwinding. Okay, I need to that need for self-expression, that is what is the 5th house about. And also you may find that this you are a child, like you want to connect with your children, or you want to do things for others, your creativity, you're connecting with those who are that you're breaking that routine life. Okay, when moon is here in the learn some music, dance, drama, whatever you want to do, that emotional you want to upgrade yourself. So that is what is the hobby. That is why we call this house for hobby pursuing also. So this will be the time for, and it's for pleasurable time also, because it is the 5th house zone. So you will be connecting with your children, you'll be bonding well with them, or you'll be bonding with your inner child, or you will be focusing more on what makes you feel happy. Okay, because there's a second from the 4th house of happiness, and the second house is actually the product, or we can say the it's like the second house is the accumulation. So you will be accumulating happiness by following what? Maybe you're singing, dancing, connecting with children, or maybe you're just that happy time. That is what is the hobby pursuing also. So follow that. Don't pick up on anybody, on this day. There can be some kind of argument that you can pick up on with your partner. So you have to maintain that harmony during this time also. And care for your for people. One of your cats may be sick during this time, because it's the 12th house from your cats or dog, your pet. So you need to be careful about that. And this is also the time when you're taking a break from your normal routine, but in another way. Shopping in different stores, spending time, this is not a normal routine. So if you're doing something which makes you happier, that is what, is the fifth house energy. So use it well on the 5th of January. Maybe you're working at the place of work and you're doing things which make you happy. Some people have that passion to do things, Like I love, my work. So when I'm doing a reading for someone or with that passion, so it is like, for me, an unwinding thing. That is how I unwind. Then moon is in your 6th house, the house of routine, health, family, like your maternal family members. So 6th house is also about productivity. You'll be really working hard and you'll be doing things in a very meticulous and a very different manner now. Because after the 5th house unwinding you, now you are the working you. You're more towards your needs, mood, security issues that you go through. So you're working, that stimulating if impact is there. How you can grow in your routine life. That is what your curiosity also increases when moon is in the 6th house zone. So this is a good time. You will connect with your mentors or someone who can guide you through your blogging, your writing. This is also a good time for learning more, and also emotionally you'll be getting stronger. You'll be physically getting stronger. You'll be getting into that routine. I want to do this, nutrition, health. You'll be focusing more on that as well. You might just be visiting a doctor or a physician of yours. This is also for small animals. You'll be taking care of your pets, maybe. Okay, so you're taking your pet to the veterinary doctor. Okay. So it's like a small community, like neighbors, and neighborhood will be appreciating you. If they need your help, you might just be there for them. So this is what is the 6th house energy playing out. This is not a good time for starting a litigation any which ways, because Ketu is there in your 6th house. You might just lose the battle. Okay, so be careful. And also this is a good time for healing others, or joining a group where you are planning to help others. Maybe some eye surgery if you want to get done for the needy, or you want to donate something to the old age homes. So this is a good transit of moon in the 6th house. Okay, and then moon is going to be in your 7th house, and that's on the 9th and the 10th. So 7th house is about being in harmony with your people, the other people. So you will be focused more on growth, your harmonious relationship with others, how others treat you. For example, you might just write to your friends, or maybe you will meet someone after a long time. This is about that happiness question that increases because of other people, how you really feel. Are you comfortable with others or not? And also the feeling, I can't do it all alone. Okay, so this is that kind of a feeling. Also a feeling of great compassion for the human condition. That is what is this 7th house feeling. You will be traveling, you'll be emotionally there for others. It is a very positive day for you if you help someone, if you donate something to someone. So good. I think this is a good time. Wear new clothes, call those friends home, and treat them well. Okay. Starting a new business or getting some investors from the overseas is also quite likely. Lord of the 7th is in exchange with the Jupiter energy. So it's good for asking for that raise and promotion or increment also during this time. So positive for you. Okay. And then moon is going to be in your 8th house lastly on the 11th by the end of the week. Don't pick up any argument with your family members, in-laws, or anyone who you feel you can get involved with negatively. So you have to maintain that cordial relationship, and you have to take care of your mental setup on this day. Eat right. If you're traveling, just make sure that you are having all the papers intact. And also don't get into any kind of new venture or any new business or any kind of new agreement on this day. You might just be making some mistake in your investments also. So be careful. Chandrashtama is good for the research-oriented mindset people, or the ones who are into any kind of job related to your 8th house, like occult sciences, healing, astrology, all that is going to get triggered up as well. So this is a good day for all these things. It's good for healing others, not breaking away from others. Okay. And be careful about your shared resources. Don't fall prey to the suspicion. Don't doubt others. That's what I can say. So the best thing that you can do, the remedial part, is because it is the Pisces sign. So Vishnu Sahasranamam is definitely going to help you. Lalita Sahasranamam and Vishnu Sahasranamam. These are the key takeaways for you too. Okay, for you guys. So this is what is the reading for all signs. I will be there soon with the Virgo readings of the annual Virgo readings. So stay tuned, and otherwise it's a very positive week for one and all. Stay blessed, everyone. See you soon. Om Tat Sat.